Flanges are the ultimate connecting element. They connect equipment, valves, and other piping. Everything allowing for an easy assembly and disassembly, for maintenance and checks. They can be classified under different connection types: socket weld, welding neck, or loose flange. But we're seeing that in another video, because now we are focusing on their faces and how they are paired with each other. Now we're seeing how to model them in AutoPIPE Vessel. I'm Vivian Jennings, application engineer, and I've tried my best to untangle all the different assembly types in the most didactic way. You can find the shortcuts in the description to jump to one another or review them. Having said that, just let's get started. The simplest assembly is composed by two flat face flanges. As its name says, the face's surface is smooth and basically flat. It is really suitable for low pressure applications, let's say 20 bar and 100 Celsius. But let's keep in mind that this temperature will be determined by the gasket's material. In AutoPIPE Vessel, you go to the body flange properties dialog, and in the joint and face detail group, you'll choose the flat face unconfined option. In these types of assembly, you can choose to have a full face gasket, which completely covers the flange's face, and thus has holes that the bolts can go through. These holes make it easy to correctly position the gasket. In AutoPIPE Vessel, in the dialog from before, you can just check the full face gasket option. As an alternative to the full face gasket, you can use a centering ring. It encircles the gasket and ensures it keeps its position. In AutoPIPE Vessel, you can just define it by inputting its width in the gasket tab. As the second type, we have male-female assemblies. Instead of a flat face, there is some relief. The most typical of them all consists of two males, or raised face. As its name says, there is a raised surface above the ball circle where the gasket is located. It goes under the initials RF. The raised face height is standardized, being 1.6 mm for class 150 and 300 and 6.5 mm for class 400 and above. As mentioned before, the gasket only covers the raised face. When the bolts and nuts are placed, it creates a moment that, combined with the smaller area of contacts, allows for a higher containment capability and higher pressures, up to 250 bars. In AutoPIPE Vessel, in the body flange properties dialog, go to the joint and face detail and choose for male-female component and choose male for both flanges. As for the height, just input the value in the corresponding field. You may need a centering ring to help the gasket keep its position. To do that, you go to the gasket tab and input the outer ring width. But unlike for flat face flanges, this ring will not be crushed between the flanges faces and thus will not limit the gasket crushing. So, to do that, you may need a compression ring. This inner band will protect the gasket from an excessive seating pressure. To do that, you simply input the width of the inner circle in the same type as before. Of course, in a male-female assembly, you can also find a male and a female flange. The raised face of the male flange will find its corresponding recessed face on the mating flange. The perfect fit between both faces improves their sealing capability, making it suitable for moderate to high pressure applications. In AutoPIPE Vessel, you go to the body flange properties, and in the joint and face detail group, you choose male-female assembly, and you will assign one to be male and the other one to be female. In the value field, you can input the raised face height or the the height of the depression of the female flange. Getting closer to a puzzle-like fitting assembly, we have a tongue groove assemblies. Unlike for male-female assemblies, the groove female flange is much more used than its male counterpart. Basically, a ring-shaped groove is cut in the face of the flange where the gasket is going to be located. When the assembly consists of two groove flanges, it is known as ring-type joint or RTJ. Why? Because of the ring-shaped gasket that will fill that groove. As we tighten the bolts, the metallic gasket is compressed and plastically deformed to make intimate contact inside the groove, creating a metal-to-metal seal. RTJs are typical of high-pressure applications, class 600 and above, and or high temperature like 800 Fahrenheit or 400 Celsius. In AutoPIPE Vessel, you go to the body flange properties dialog. In the joint and face detail group, you will choose tongue and groove, and you will make both as the groove. A groove flange can be mated with a flat face flange, creating a new assembly that, unlike any other, allows for metal-to-metal contact outside of the bolt circle. This requires, in some codes, a special calculation method, such as Appendix Y in ASME or CodeUp. They use soft, self-sealing O-ring elastomers called self-energizing. Unlike RTJ types, whose bolt loads are huge, the seating loads of self-energizing gaskets are completely neglected. In AutoPIPE Vessel, you go to the body flange properties, and in the joint and face detail, you simply choose metal to metal, and the rest will be set for you. As for the gasket material, you go to Gasket tab, Material Library, and you select Ring Joint Type, and you will see those elastomers appearing. When you select them, you can see that the seating loads are nothing compared to those of the RTJ. Finally, a groove can be mated with a tongue. Matching the groove's depression, the pairing flange has a raised ring, the tongue, matching onto its face. It retains the gasket on its inner and outer diameter. This tight seal prevents leakage even under high pressure. Another advantage, the gasket never comes in contact with the inner fluid or gas. Tongue and groove assemblies are standardized and thus easy to repair and replace, saving costs. They are commonly used in oil and gas refineries and power plants. In AutoPIPE Vessel, you shall go to the body flange properties dialog, and then in the joint and face detail group, choose tongue and groove and assign one flange to be the tongue and the other one to be the groove. As for the height of the raised face or the recession, you will input that in the value field. We have seen 5 types of flanges faces: flat, male, female, tongue and groove, and the possible combinations between them. The gasket material is crucial to the sealing capacity of the connection and thus cannot be dismissed. Is there something else you would like to know about flanges? Tell me in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe. See you next time. Bye!
Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and share it with others. If you want to see more like it, please consider subscribing to this and Bentley's other channels. Thank you, and see you next time.